SCP-ABD. Codename Apples of Eden. Object Class Safe. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-ABD is contained at Site AB. It stands on a podium at the center of a 5x5 meter containment cell. Due to the Pisonic hazard of SCP-ABD, its containment cell is implanted with hidden memetics all over the room. Should anyone who is not wearing the protective memetic goggles see these memetics, they will lose interest in using any SCP-ABD instance and instead report themselves to command. SCP-ABD-1 through SCP-ABD-7 are to be kept in similar designed containment cells, but on different levels of Site AB. All containment cells are either guarded by AFA-2 units or security units with status. Protective memetic goggles are only distributed to transportation staff, as well as those who are cleared for testing. Any testing with an SCP-ABD instance must be approved by at least one Level 5 clearance staff member or higher. During testing, all guards present must be cleared by having status. Those who do not have this are to not be guarding during testing, as they are at risk of falling under SCP-ABD's effect. Under no circumstances is any testing to involve more than one SCP-ABD instance. Anyone who tries to misuse SCP-ABD, either for an enemy of the Foundation or for their own self-gain, will be captured and executed. There are no exceptions. Description: SCP-ABD instances are golden spherical objects created by species of interest, the ISU. Each instance seems to be made of stone with geometric carvings, but in reality, they are made of advanced technology able to grant the wielder dangerous Pisonic abilities. The Foundation possesses several of these instances, labeled as SCP-ABD-1 through SCP-ABD-7. Other instances of SCP-ABD do exist, but they have either been destroyed, have yet to be found, or are within the tight grip of Group of Interest Abstergo Industries. SCP-ABD allows the user to control at least 90% of the human population, with the only limitations being range and how powerful the SCP-ABD instance is. People who have experienced anomalous augmentations, anomalous mutations, or have a strong will in mind are able to resist the effects of SCP-ABD to certain extents. However, those with DNA from a precursor species, most preferably ISU DNA, are able to completely nullify the effects of SCP-ABD. SCP-ABD can be activated by simply being held, granting the wielder full access to its primary, secondary, and third effects. SCP-ABD's main use is to force any human that has no immunity to SCP-ABD's effect to be completely under the control of the wielder. This will essentially render any human under SCP-ABD's effect a complete slave to the wielder's will. This will continue until the wielder loses SCP-ABD or the affected human dies. This was originally believed to be the full extent of SCP-ABD's effect. However, testing and past records have revealed that SCP-ABD instances are capable of so much more. Each SCP-ABD instance is able to project illusions that can make physical contact with the wielder and those around them. These illusions can typically project whatever the wielder wants, though testing has shown that SCP-ABD is able to record the memories of humans and ISU who use it. Naturally, not only can SCP-ABD project these memories, but can even allow the current wielder to interact with them, and vice versa. This allows SCP-ABD to not only record vast amounts of knowledge in great and visual detail, but can even allow the wielder to contact past users, essentially speaking to the dead. The secondary properties are still under testing, thus there is the possibility that SCP-ABD instances are capable of much more than we realize. SCP-ABD's third effect is the ability to enhance the properties and abilities of other anomalous items created by the ISU. In a way, SCP-ABD instances can be used as universal keys to all ISU technology, which is probably why they are so numerous within ISU vaults. Speaking of which, there are also hidden ISU artifacts in vaults that can only be accessed by SCP-ABD instances, making them much more valuable. However, it is advised against having more than one SCP-ABD instance at any given time, especially regarding ISU artifacts. The reason for this is the incident. There is no record of it actually happening, but the O5 Council have decided it is not worth the risk to confirm, and thus have banned the use and testing of more than one SCP-ABD instance at any given time. Because of this, SCP-ABD is to be considered a CK-class reality reconstruction scenario hazard. However, it is still labeled as Object Class Safe due to its easy containment and 0% chance of the incident happening again. SCP-ABD was discovered in 2007, as it was one of the first anomalous items recovered after the Foundation declared Group of Interest Abstergo Industries a threat. A raid was conducted on one of their buildings, leading to the retrieval of SCP-ABD instances, as well as other anomalous items. This, however, also led to the discovery of Group of Interest Assassin's Creed, before they were dissolved and joined other organizations like the Foundation. SCP-ABD's initial properties were explained by former Assassin's Creed members during interrogation, and was later expanded upon during testing. The danger SCP-ABD, as well as other anomalous items created by the ISU pose, is an exact reason as to why Abstergo Industries is to be considered a hostile group of interest and a constant threat to humanity and the veil of secrecy. SCP-ABG. Codename Rings of Eden. Object Class Thaumiel. Special Containment Procedures. Each SCP-ABG instance is stored at Site AM in the Level 1 Armory for NTF units to have quick access to SCP-ABG when being deployed on missions. Only Foundation staff of Specialized Clearance, or NTF units with a rank of Captain or higher, are allowed to carry their assigned SCP-ABG instance with them at all times. Description: SCP-ABG instances are technological rings created by species of interest, the ISU. The rings protect the wearer by manifesting an electromagnetic field around the user, perfectly matching their body shape. The field protects the user from all sorts of attacks, such as sword slashes to common bullets. Each SCP-ABH instance is even powerful enough to protect from something more destructive, like laser blasts and even a shot from an electromagnetic railgun. The field, however, protects better against energy attacks, as continuous physical attacks or projectiles wear down the field until the wearer is defenseless. Though the amount of force needed to completely dissipate the field almost makes trying to achieve this not worth the effort. SCP-ABG was discovered in 2007, the same time that occurred the clash between the Foundation and Group of Interest Assassin's Creed that eventually led to the merging of the organizations. The first 7 SCP-ABG instances were given to the Foundation, and ever since, Mobile Task Force Athena-1 Assassin's Creed has been collecting more from Agent ISU locations and stealing the rest from the Group of Interest Abstergo Industries. Of the SCP-ABG instances that have been collected, each have been given a different purpose within the Foundation. SCP-ABG-1 is given to Agent Rainer Miller of Mobile Task Force Alpha-9 Last Hope. SCP-ABG-2 is given to Agent Leora Lightfoot of Mobile Task Force Alpha-9 Last Hope. SCP-ABG-3 was originally to be given to Captain Charlie McGee of Mobile Task Force Alpha-9 Last Hope, but she has since proven to not need its protection. She has instead given it to her boyfriend, Dr. Matthew Wells, with the approval of the Ethics Committee and administrative staff. Agent Alexei Belatrov of Mobile Task Force Alpha-9 Last Hope was not given an instance of SCP-ABG for obvious reasons. Neither was Agent Iris Thompson, though in 2020 she would be given SCP-ABJ. SCP-ABG-4 through SCP-ABG-20 are given to Mobile Task Force Omega-45 Street Samurai, as SCP-ABG qualifies for an anomaly that could be utilized in combat. SCP-ABG-21 through SCP-ABG-30 are to be used in experiments to understand the mechanisms and functions of SCP-ABG as a whole. Mobile Task Force Hephaestus 1 Legion Crafters is responsible for planning and assigning the experiments regarding SCP-ABG. The goal is to one day allow the Foundation to mass produce it, as well as other anomalous technology from species of interest, the ISU. Any remaining or recently discovered instances of SCP-ABG are assigned to various other MTF units depending on the nature and severity of their missions. Most are usually assigned to captains of MTF Athena-1 to help them on missions against Group of Interest Abstergo Industries. SCP-ABJ. Codename Anitush. Object Class Thamuel. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-ABJ is stored within one of the lockers at the Armory of Site AM. The locker in question is owned by Agent Iris Clef and is guarded by AFA-1 units already assigned to guard all the lockers. All AFA units in question are armed with Foundation laser rifles, including the AFA-2 units hidden within the locker to act as a final defense against intruders. Agent Iris Clef is the only one able to access it through a fingerprint scanner, a retina scanner, and a passcode known only to her. Only Foundation staff of Level 5 clearance with permission from at least one O5 Council member are allowed or even able to bypass the security measures. Description: SCP-ABJ is a golden armoring that is actually made of 7 pieces that could be assembled and disassembled like puzzle pieces. SCP-ABJ as a whole was created by species of interest, the ISU. Though unlike normal ISU tech, SCP-ABJ, regardless of its current form, does not hold memories of past users. The 7 pieces of SCP-ABJ do not need to be assembled to have their anomalous properties activated, and can be used individually. However, by uniting all 7 pieces of SCP-ABJ and wearing the golden armoring they become, they give the wearer ultimate immunity to all forms of damage. The pieces that make up SCP-ABJ are known as SCP-ABJ-1 through SCP-ABJ-7. SCP-ABJ-1 allows whoever holds this piece to heal from any wound or physical disability. This includes cuts, bruises, scars, broken bones, necrosis, and lost limbs. It's even possible to reverse birth defects, such as skin conditions, nutrient deficiencies, and even malformed body parts. SCP-ABJ-1 can give anyone perfect physical health and invulnerability to physical harm. SCP-ABJ-2 cures any diseases the holder may have. This includes bacteria, viruses, fungus, pyrons, parasites, and even advanced diseases or sicknesses like Alzheimer's, HIV, or cancer. SCP-ABJ-3 deflects all types of incoming damage, such as melee weapons and even projectiles. So long as it's a physical attack, SCP-ABJ-3 can force it to bounce away from the holder and feel not even the force of the attack. Even accelerated projectiles, like a railgun shot at Mach 7, will be deflected. SCP-ABJ-4 deflects all types of energy damage directed at the holder. Fire, electricity, magnetism, intense heat, radiation, plasma, and hard-like construct weapons cannot harm the user. SCP-ABJ-5 protects the user from metaphysical and even magical threats, such as thaumaturgic rituals, curses, enhanced poisons, enchanted weapons, anomalous humans, intense gravity, time manipulation, and even reality manipulation. SCP-ABJ-6 protects users from subconscious threats or entities that exist on different planes of existence, like spectral anomalies. SCP-ABJ-6's protection is even higher against mental alterations and threats, such as memetics, amnestics, and even anti-memetic anomalies. SCP-ABJ-7 is actually useless on its own. It is instead the conduit and power source for all other SCP-ABJ pieces when they combine into the Golden Bracelet. Through SCP-ABJ-7, the Golden Arm Bracelet is able to create a perfect field that has the collective properties of all other pieces, so that one does not cancel out the other, and they all equally protect the user. When worn, the user is invincible on all aspects, with no exploitable weaknesses to date. SCP-ABJ was discovered in 2020, found in one of the transportation trucks owned by Group of Interest Abstergo Industries. The raid leading to SCP-ABJ's discovery was conducted by Mobile Task Force Athena-1 Assassin's Creed. The mission was originally declared a failure as seemingly nothing of value was recovered. It was only out of pure luck that SCP-ABJ's anomalous properties were discovered. After only a month of testing, it was concluded that SCP-ABJ possessed the ultimate capabilities of protecting its user. SCP-ABJ was originally deemed too dangerous to use, as a single misplace can allow it to fall into the wrong hands. It is for this reason none of the captains or the commander of Mobile Task Force Omega-45 Street Samurai received it. Instead, after her success against the Foundation deemed it necessary to give SCP-ABJ to SCP-105, now known as Agent Iris Clef. Thanks to SCP-ABJ, Agent Clef is considered indestructible and is now a spearhead of Mobile Task Force Alpha-9 Last Hope. SCP-ABM. Codename Odin's Spear. Object Class Thamul. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-ABM is entrusted with Alexia Stiles, a captain of Mobile Task Force Athena-1 Assassin's Creed. It was considered her reward after her team's victory against Group of Interest, the Valraven Corporation, during the assault on the shipping dock owned by Group of Interest, Abstergo Industries. Of course, when she carries the spear with her, she is to keep it contained in a biosignature-locked case that is reinforced with lightweight and explosive-proof armor casing. The biosignature lock can only be accessed by her and will only be bypassed by Foundation staff of Level 4 clearance or higher. Description: SCP-ABM is a spear created by species of interest, the Isu. SCP-ABM is seemingly no different to a beautifully crafted spear. However, it does possess a great number of anomalous abilities. One such ability allows SCP-ABM to stretch out its staff, allowing the user to attack and stab people from a distance. It also has the ability to manifest an energy field around the user that can range anywhere between 2 to 4 meters in diameter. This field is strong enough to repel any form of damage for a maximum of 30 minutes at any given time. It normally takes only 10 seconds to recharge this ability. However, it can end up taking 5 minutes if used to its time limit. Additionally, SCP-ABM can coat itself with the energy field to both strengthen its durability and its sharpness. With the field around SCP-ABM, the blade will be able to cut through any material. According to archives of the Assassin's Creed, this ability can only be unlocked after someone has bonded with a spear and uses it for longer than a year. SCP-ABM does have the drawback of being possessed by the memories and influence of the Isu known as Odin. However, when the user has a strong mind and will, they are able to resist Odin's words and lock him out of their heads. It is for this additional reason that SCP-ABM was entrusted to Captain Stiles, as she not only possesses excellent spearmanship, but also a strong will. SCP-ABM was discovered in 2020 when Mobile Task Force Athena-1 Assassin's Creed was doing a recovery mission on a shipping port owned by Group of Interest Abstergo Industries. They quickly found a boat that was transporting several anomalous items including SCP-ABM. They intercepted to grab these items before they could be taken away. The ambush and overall recovery was almost a success until Group of Interest, the Valraven Corporation, interfered and attacked MTF Athena-1. Though MTF Athena-1 got all the anomalous items including SCP-ABM, the mission was still considered a failure after the Valraven Corporation declared war on the Foundation. Please see Action Report Assassins vs. Vikings for details.
Warning: the following is to only be seen by O5 Council members and administrative staff. If you are not of Level 5 clearance, you will be exterminated by order of the O5 Council. Scanning. Checking rank data of viewer. Rank of viewer confirmed. No signs of tampering detected. Viewing of SCP-ABP approved.
SCP-ABP. Codename Spear of Leonidas. Object Class Alemal Alekiru. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-ABP is to be contained at Site AP, a fallout site for K-class apocalyptic scenarios. It is to be stored in the emergency armory located in Level 5, the lowest and most secure level of the site. Within the armory, SCP-ABP is locked in a weapons case with explosive, elemental, and experimental dimensional protection plating. The case can only be opened with biometric scanners that only recognize Level 5 and Level 6 Foundation clearance staff. The armory, and by extension the site, is to only be opened when a K-class apocalyptic scenario event occurs. Anyone who even tries to enter Site AP when no such event has occurred, or without the proper clearance, they are to be targeted under Protocol Legacy's Downfall. There will be no exceptions. Description: SCP-ABP was originally a spear with a broken staff, but was upgraded back in 451 BC with technology from Species of Interest, the Isu. The upgrades were done by Person of Interest, Cassandra, and resulted in SCP-ABP having numerous anomalous abilities, including increased strength of user, increased speed of user, instant vitality and health regeneration of user, coating itself and user secondary weapons with poison, coating itself and user secondary weapons with fire, giving projectile weapons such as arrows and bullets of user increased speed, accuracy, and power, turn itself and user invisible, gives user ability to see past events, allows user to see all 360 degrees around them, increases dodging, movement, and overall agility of user, allows user to manipulate the weather to a limited degree. Because SCP-ABP is made with Isu technology, it can increase in power as it bonds with its user, and of course collects the memory of those who use it. With this in mind, NTF Commander Garrett Kite, a Mobile Task Force Omega-45 Street Samurai, was originally to be given SCP-ABP. However, this was denied by the O5 Council as it's a weapon powerful enough to turn anyone into a Keter-class threat if used incorrectly, even by accident. Instead, it was agreed SCP-ABP should be stored in the armory of Site AP. Site AP is an emergency fallout site for a scenario where Earth faces an overwhelming threat. It is the ultimate fallout shelter built to ensure the Foundation's survival, created with the strongest and most powerful natural and anomalous materials in the world, and enhanced with anomalous items that prevent any kind of threat from infiltrating the site. SCP-ABP was discovered in 2018 during a successful expedition of one of the Isu vaults without the assistance of NTF Athena-1. This vault was declared high priority by the O5 Council after reviewing several archives surrendered by the Assassin's Creed before the dissolving of their group. This is where the Foundation encountered Person of Interest Cassandra, who died after surrendering SCP
data expunged by order of the O5 Council,
along with SCP-ABP. Foundation researchers who had been studying Isu technology were able to quickly discover the power SCP-ABP possessed through archives and testing. It was declared by the O5 Council that its best MTF Athena-1 units are not made aware SCP-ABP is in Foundation custody. SCP-ABY, codename UNC, Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-ABY has been placed in an emergency locker at the Medical Storage Unit of Site AA. The rest of the storage unit is guarded by AFA-1 units and security staff. Meanwhile, SCP-ABY's locker is guarded by a single AFA-2 unit armed with a standard Foundation rifle and programmed with Level 3 AI. It is expected to be the main and last defense of SCP-ABY, especially during a containment breach. On regular days, SCP-ABY is allowed to be used for testing when approved by Foundation staff of Level 3 clearance or higher. If multiple tests are requested by a single Foundation staff member, each test is to be separated by a month. Meanwhile, Site AA medical staff that frequently use SCP-ABY, even for emergencies, are to have frequent psych evaluations to ensure they aren't becoming disillusioned by SCP-ABY's properties. Description: SCP-ABY is a piece of technology created by species of interest the Isu, shaped like a nut, the Egyptian symbol of life. According to the archives from the Assassin's Creed, it was created by the Isu known as Isis, who used it to resurrect her husband, the Isu known as Osiris. As the Isu intended, it is able to resurrect those that have died and can heal the sick and injured, regardless of the severity of the disease or how fatal the injury is. SCP-ABY has a typical anomalous property to absorb memories of those that use it, very common among items created by species of interest, the Isu. However, SCP-ABY takes this property a step further by allowing the user to copy and/or absorb the entire consciousness of the user or whoever the user desires. This property can be used to steal memories, alter personality traits, keep someone alive within SCP-ABY, or even place their consciousness in an entirely new body. In-depth soul testing has shown that bits of the soul can be taken by SCP-ABY as well, meaning that those who have SCP-ABY can perform artificial soul transcendence, albeit imperfectly. Essentially, a user of SCP-ABY is able to create clones of themselves, or grant themselves every conceivable form of immortality. Unfortunately, SCP-ABY can easily create an army of loyal slaves, and eternally torture others in the worst ways imaginable, making it one of the most dangerous artifacts of the Isu. SCP-ABY was discovered in 2007 as it was one of the items given to the Foundation by the Assassin's Creed when their membership was absorbed. Though it is clear how powerful SCP-ABY could be, testing is ongoing to see how far its soul and consciousness alterations can be. It is for this reason that despite being so dangerous, it is contained at Site AA. Furthermore, despite its hazardous possibilities, it has saved hundreds of lives at the site, time and again. Still, psych evaluations and other safety measures are used even today to prevent foul use of SCP-ABY.